And hey, hello there, RGB from RJB TV. Today we've got more Burgersasu on the menu. He's gonna play against DDapDDapHae, who also goes by the name Bai Kong. But today he will be known as simply the Dap. DDapDDapHae, the Dap. He is here on the teal-green Protoss, and his opponent, Burgersasu, here on the yellow Terran right below him. Very close proximity game, but I don't think that will be a problem for DDapDDap, because DDap is, in my opinion, one of the more highly aggressive early game players and mid game players. He has some strategies that I've seen from him that are just absolutely crazy, but they sometimes do work. Sometimes they're too crazy to work and they just don't work. But maybe that's also because his opponents that we do feature on the channel are pretty much always the top level players like Brain, Basu, and Burgersasu, and not a whole lot of crazy ass strategies work against these absolute top level players. Because that's what they are. Absolute top level players who tend to be prepared for everything, and if they're not prepared, they usually do know how to improvise in such ways that they can still deal with the things that they were not expecting. And that excuse me, and DDap is one of those players who does a lot of things that you don't quite expect. So I can start making predictions about what he will do, but there's a high chance he won't do any of those things that I might predict. But it is a 2 gateway opening, and I just started, but I'm choking on saliva or something. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm choking on saliva. Something in my throat, I'm not sure what it is. So he's being very aggressive here. He's scouting the entire map, putting a pylon on the top. Maybe to try and trick Burgersasu if Burgersasu was going to scout this. But Burgersasu was right below him, so the trickery is not going to work. And now he has no pylon in his own choke, which might just come back to bite him. So when I said I don't know what he's going to do, it does look like he's going to go for something standard. The games I've seen in the past from DDap, they looked very not standard. He would do things that, as I said before, you wouldn't expect. But maybe he is now switching to strategies that are more conventional, more normal, more like something that we see the other players do. Because this just looks like something that most people do when they play against Terran as Protoss. It doesn't look, I would say it doesn't look, spicy. This looks more normal. Burgersasu went for a double barracks into a command center, into a bunker, which should allow him to properly defend against the zealots from DDap, but it won't allow him to defend against an attempt to build cannons inside of Burgersasu's base. Because it looks like that's what he's going to try to do. We have a Cybercore on the way, no Forge on the way. He's hiding a probe in that corner, trying to do a little bit of harassment with the zealots here on the side. He sees that there's only 2 barracks, his third one is on the way. He sees a command center in the back there, so he knows that Burgersasu is trying to get away with cheating the system. Gets surrounded and micros his way out of the surround, but the zealots will get something done. Most Marines do go down. The bunker is his saving grace. Without the bunker, he would not have survived this. The zealots, even though it was only 4 of them, would have killed pretty much every single Marine, and then even more zealots would be coming across the map to finish the job. Citadel of Adun, still only 2 gateways. No robotics. No robotics. Yeah, it looks like DDap is going to go for Dark Templars. He is doing some of that funky stuff. He's being very aggressive with those zealots. Putting pressure on the Burgersasu, who doesn't have an engineering bay yet. He's got an academy though, so he can build a scan if he wants to. But he does not have enough Marines to fight back and push into DDap's base. But Burgersasu there scouting the base, sees the Citadel of Adun, sees no robo. He should by now know that we have Dark Templars in production, or at least Dark Templars being planned. Very fast factory from Burgersasu. We have a Templars Archive there from DDap. It's going to be Dark Templars. There's no way around it. Cannons are warping in at the top. Gateway coming in as well. This is what I meant. DDap has some crazy strategies that nobody else would even dare try. But DDap tries them, and sometimes or oftentimes makes them work. But this is very spicy. He's going to try to make a High Templar or a Dark Templar here and simply walk in and kill stuff in the back. While the Marines... Oh, actually he scouts it just in time. Cannon finishes up. Zealot there to buy time. 2 cannons are finished up. He has to retreat backwards. I think he could try to kill the cannons, but then the reinforcements would kill the Marines because the Marines would take too much damage from the cannons. It's a very difficult choice to make for Burgersasu. He's actually going for a counterattack. He's going to ignore the cannons on the side as the Dark Templars on the way from the gateway here and from the gateways in the main base. This is going to be a tight race, but there's cannons in the front. Dap has covered all of his weaknesses so far perfectly fine. You have the engineering bay there finished up. Turret is on the way. No turret in the back. Actually, that's a bunker. We have a scan there, though. Scan has not been used. But he's going to need to pull those Marines back, bullet choke, and get turrets all over his base because Dark Templars are on the way. Actually, did he build a Dark Templar here? Yeah, there's a Dark Templar coming out right here, but it might... Yeah, there it goes. Running in, gonna try to get something done. The distortion gets spotted, gets us around on the Dark Templar. The Templar escapes with a little bit of HP. We have another scanner in the back ready to go, and 2 turrets on the way. He's gonna try to break forward, but there he goes down. And the front door has been sealed off as well, so that our Templar trickery not gonna work, not this time around. But we do have a robotics now. So he's gonna try to fly in over this section here, over this corner, where there's not a whole lot of protection because the cannons are there, but a tank is pushing onto the cannons, so it might all be dead and gone by the time the shuttle is finished and the High Templars are inside and Templar Storm is finished upgrading. There's one Dark Templar. He keeps managing to find things to kill with the Dark Templar, but he almost walks into detection range. Gonna try to kill the turret on the bottom side, but nope, gets spotted. There's nowhere left to run except this corner to kill that one turret. Shuttle there has been finished up. Gonna pick up a couple of Zealots and High Templars and fly in over the left, because this is the best angle of approach. There's literally nothing in between this path that's stopping him from reaching the SCVs and killing them with a storm. Speed is on the way there for his shuttle. High Templars do have energy and they are in the shuttle ready to go. I cannot scroll all the way to the side here. Marines are moving in between onto the scene, actually on the perfect position. They might just respond quick enough to snipe the shuttle. He's waiting for a very long time. He's giving Burgersasu a lot of time to set up, and I think he should have already gone for it. He's giving him a lot of time. He's building a second drop. He might try to break the front door and drop at the same time, which is a good setup. That is a good strategy. It's a good approach. You have the scan on the Dark Templar right here. Dark Templar goes down. Going to kill this ult as well. So the angle on the left has been cleaned. It is no longer possible for him to just fly in over the left. He gave Burgersasu too much time to properly clean out that section. Is he going to try to fly in? He's checking from the high ground. He's not visible from that section. He's not visible. You cannot see the shuttle. And he flies in from the right as well. This section is wide open. Flies in all the way. Marines are being pulled from the top. Storms on the SCVs but misses. Shuttle number 2 comes in, unloads, sniping the High Templars, sniping both High Templars within the blink of an eye. That could have been very, very ugly if he had been just a little bit slower or even just clicked right next to the High Templar, and he would have lost a lot of SCVs. But Burgersasu with a clutch play prevents disaster from DapDap's very tricky setup, flying in from the left, a right, and flying in from the left as well. A double attack, a pincer move with double shuttle. And we already have carriers being built on the top. He's got the fleet beacon on the way somewhere. That's it. And then we have 5 Stargates. And he's building cannons next to the hill to prevent tanks from being put on the high ground or behind the high ground. Also, this cannon can shoot across the hill and kill the turret. Burgersasu though cannot yet put tanks on the high ground. He got slowed down too much. He's still building his starports. So the carriers from Dap will definitely finish and definitely start hitting Burgersasu. Burgersasu now just has to scan the entire base and see them being built, and then prepare himself for the incoming carrier attack. But first, a couple more drops. Level 1 attack on the way for Dap. Carrier capacity on the way as well, and carriers are being built. Flies in, finds a good angle, unloads the High Templar. High Templar gets sniped. This one doesn't get sniped there though, but it doesn't get a single kill. SCVs all hotkeyed, run the safety, they're on the left. So far, the game is going really well for Burgersasu. Sometimes, at some points, things did not look too good for him, but he's managed to snake his way through the minefield and prevent getting blown up in the process, which is highly impressive. A lot of players would have already taken more damage, maybe even lethal amounts of damage. But Burgersasu manages to, with his experience and raw skill, always find ways to prevent any lethal injections of poison into his bloodstream. Again, tries to go in, but it's just too well protected. Marines are everywhere. We've got turrets, got vision on the high ground as well. No vision on the high ground here. Tanks rolling up, staying just out of range of the cannon. Oh, he doesn't even know. He doesn't know yet. He doesn't yet know. Finds the cannon with the vision from the dropship. So he unloads there at a safe distance, kind of shoot on the cannons. Dup is buying himself a lot of time with the cannon placements and those cannons there on the bottom. Tanks getting stormed. A lot of them do go down. 2 carriers have finished up, 5 more on the way. He's got 2 more stargates on the way, so that's 8 stargates. We have 5 gateways. He's just going straight into carriers because that is what you gotta do to defend against this hill abuse. Carriers really are the single best option you've got. Armories there finished up for Burgersasu. He's getting armor. Actually, yeah, he's getting air upgrades. Air attack and air armor. And he's going to delay his ground upgrades a little bit more because he needs to rely on Valkyries to defend against the carriers. That is the best method to deal with carriers. Goliaths are great as well, but they have trouble when there is a hillside fight and the carriers are flying beyond the high ground. You really do need Valkyries or maybe even raids, but raids are a lot easier to kill. So a little frontal attack happening. Going to try to break open that front door to open another method of attack other than just carriers from the top side here. Tanks coming in. Going to try to hit those probes, but there's still cannons in between, and so are the carriers. We have about 6 of them finished up. Do we have upgrades on those carriers? Let's select an interceptor and see the upgrades. We have 1 attack, level 2 attack on the way, level 1 shield on the way. No armor upgrades yet. Does he have only 1 cybercore? Only 1 cybercore, but for now, this carrier army in the air is enough to deal with what Burgersasu is putting on the high ground. The Marines behind it, with level 1 attack, are doing a pretty decent job of stimming down those interceptors as fast as they can. Some more vision coming up on the right side as well. He's going to build a gateway proxy army here. So a gateway proxy base just in case when the carriers go down and need something quick to switch into and deal with a frontal attack. So Dup is opening up more options as the game progresses, and Burgersasu is pretty much going all in on this hillside play. That is the playbook. All tanks on the high ground and pushing towards the probes and end the game quick. But that's probably not really going to be that smooth anymore because the carriers are operational, and carriers, as I said before, they are the one thing you gotta do against tanks on the high ground. He's already building shield batteries, which is something I have been seeing a lot of Protoss players forget to do, but Dup immediately builds the shield batteries, and he builds them just outside of tank range. The tank can sit right here on the high ground and shoot right to about here. So the batteries are out of range. Shuttles are coming in, not getting sniped, not getting... Oh, he's going to have to pull his SCVs to safety. He starts unloading. Templars on the scene. Templars storming on everything they can, but they largely miss all the SCVs, like right in between. He stormed right in between all the SCVs. They snuck right through the middle. So all the SCVs do stay alive. That could have turned the game into a win for Dup, but Burgersasu, with a little bit of luck and a little bit of, I'd say, poor storm placement from Dup, manages to prevent any significant damage from happening, and the game stays on equal footing. So Dup tries to push forward aggressively, but look at the amount of Marines, the amount of Valkyries, even more Valkyries joining in. Interceptors just melt. They die really, really quick. He needs some High Templars in the mix here to to storm the Marines behind the hill, and then the carriers can probably push forward really easily. We have cannon boosters on the way there for the Goliaths, so Goliaths will soon be added into the mix against the carriers. We have stasis on the way, level 1 attack, dragoon range, air attack level 3, air armor level 1, mind control, arbiters, more shield batteries. And actually, slight correction, it looks like this line of shield batteries was within range, but this line is not. So Burgersasu's level 1 attack for air finished up, 1-1. 1 attack for ground, 4th armory there, researching ground armor for the tanks. Got a couple of high Templars there ready to storm on tanks unloading from dropships. Got more gateways coming in here on the right. We've got a scan coming in there from Burgersasu. Scans his entire base. Might have seen the Dark Archon as well. So he probably knows that mind control is an option Dap has on the table, which he might try to go for. 14 carriers on the scene, dancing back and forth, trying to keep those interceptors alive for as long as they can. But just like 30 turrets, you got 7 Valkyries, a couple of them did go down. A couple of them did go down as 4 actually, but the Marines are providing all the support. If he got like level 2 or 3 attack on the Marines, those intercepts would die even faster, because they don't have armor upgrades yet, but level 1 armor will soon finish up. They do have level 3 attack already though. Very fast level 3 attack for the carriers. Getting closer to the probes. The probes actually got killed. He killed the probe count down to 23, so he got in there just on time as the carriers were flying towards the shield batteries to heal up the shields. Burgersasu saw the moment, seized it, and killed the probes right there and then. Very quick movement there from Burgersasu. So quick that we almost missed it, but he got most of the probes, which now makes the game very hard for Dap. He's got triple nexus though. He can recover. He's got about 23 probes on the gas. He can put those on the minerals and recover faster because, considering he has an army already, he doesn't need more gas income at the moment. He can put those on the minerals and recover faster. So more tanks coming in, more Valkyries on the high ground. This setup is very, very dangerous. Marines in between to hit interceptors. Might he be trying to just go for an all-in attack on the front door? Because there's nothing in the front. Everything is here on the side. Everything is on the high ground. Is he going to try to go for a base trade? If he kills this tank on the high ground, he might just succeed in doing that. Because there's nothing in the base. There's just... everything is right here. Everything is right there on the top. And his army is humongous. He's got 25 probes. And everything else is pure army. Arbiters in between. Valkyries trying to fight back. We've got Arbiter there. Dragoons underneath. He's got to move down. Don't move up. Move down. If you move down, you kill Burgersasu. If you stay on the top side here, you might just get in trouble. Although he got a stasis on some Valkyries. He's killing all the tanks at the high ground. The tanks are pushing towards the probes. The probes have... they ran the safety. No, they did not run the safety. He's actually not mining any minerals at all. More Valkyries spawning in the back, Dragoon slowly pushing forward. He has to kill those tanks in between the factories to keep on pushing forward. He's got a lot of production from his second gateway base. This game is getting way closer than I thought it would, and Burgersasu might actually not be able to survive this. He might not be able to survive. It all depends on whether he can make Dap's bank run dry. But oh boy, this big army here. There's some tanks from beyond the hill though that are messing up the Dragoon pathing, but there's just so many Dragoons in the base. More tanks spawning, relocating. Valkyrie still in the mix. Dap is mining minerals with 5 probes, I guess. Oh, he's burning through his money, but not burning through it quickly enough. Burgersasu is losing factories. I think that Dap might just win the game here. I wasn't expecting this, but he might just do it. He's telling him to leave. He said Naga, which means leave or out. Dragoons are doing so much work. Carriers are running out of interceptors though. Dap is also running out of money. He's got only 800 minerals left. Just stop mining gas. He already put most of the probes from the gas onto the minerals. He got 26 probes in total in his base that are contributing to the very tiny little bit of economy that he's got, but this push here is just so strong. A lot of carriers went down though, and he has to kill those tanks in the back very, very quick. He's taking care of the tanks beyond the hill. to make sure that the pathing does not get screwed up. There's 2 more. You got a mind control on 1 tank, so we still got some use out of the Dark Archon. He should have used the mind control on this tank right here in the middle of the base, and then you could hit the SCVs with the tank and win the game for sure. But I think he might have already won the game. Although we got raids in the mix, we have an observer in the back, but the carriers have been taken down, so now it's just dragoons. And once 1 tank in the back there is absolutely having a field day. He cannot get on top of the tank. Or tank spawning, they're gonna have to relocate it really quickly to behind the factories. The last remaining bit of his army is coming through. Both players are on low supply. This game just got really, really exciting because now I just don't know who's gonna win. Bunker is 1 Marine inside. 1 Marine is blocking the Zealots. Raids are contributing so much, but there's detection on the scene. Supply counts are about the same. Worker counts are about the same as well, as these are being pulled into the Dragoons to try and buy time. The tank stays alive. It goes down after all, but 1 more tank has arrived on the scene there in the back, getting repaired really quickly, but we got about 12 or 14 Dragoons in the base pushing onto him. There's tanks on the top of it as well, trying to defend SCVs, repairing them. Dup might actually just run out of money. Although he does have 36 probes mining minerals, so he can keep on producing Dragoons and Zealots. Oh, there's a wall being built. There's a wall being built. It's tough to get in there. Getting on top of the tanks. This tank there is contributing and helping Dup kill those 2 tanks, but the repair is on fire. Repair keeping the tanks alive. He's losing so much. He should have just gone in. Oh, I think Dup misplayed this, and Burgersasu played this really, really well. I think if Burgersasu can get 1 more tank in here and kill the probes, then the game is definitively over for Dup, and Dup will just straight up lose. Because right now we have a wall being built to protect the tanks. There's Marines in between, finishing off the Zealots. The Zealots don't have great upgrades. They're on 1-0-1-2. 1-2 for the tanks, 0-1 for the Marines. The air is on 2-2-2. Raids are very strong. They've grown in number as well. I really think that Burgersasu might have done it. I think he might have done it. Not too sure, but he has the bigger army. Well, actually their armies are about the same. He just has the better position. He has the better position. Dup has to attack into structures with tanks in between. That's just difficult to do. He's got some high Templars in the mix trying to kill the tanks. Succeeds in killing a couple. The raids almost get hit as well. Oh, the raids are going in to snipe the Nexus. This is a very hot play. This is spicy. This is very spicy. And he pushes him out of the base as well. Pushes him out of the base. Dragoons are returning back home to kill the raids. He's got some observers on the scene, but the raids might just kill the Nexus before he returns in time. Dragoons are there. Snipes the observers. Kills the observers, and no cannons to detect. No observers on the scene. Templar Storm ran out. Oh, he still has 1 more Storm, but the raids are split up, and he kills the Nexus. Observers arrive on the scene, but too late. Too late, and he kills the Nexus. Now it's long distance mining, which means Burgersasu is definitely in the better position. They got 7 carriers in production that might just turn the tide. But he needs observers because there's raids being built to snipe those same carriers as fast as they can, as soon as they can. And the carriers still have to build their interceptors. We do have an observer there in the front. We got mines being built and placed. 71 SCVs there for Burgersasu. Economy is back on track. Upgrades are still, being upgraded. Couple probes die to a tank shot. Carriers there entering the middle. They're still waiting for the remaining 4. They have to make something happen. Now, tanks on the high ground. Raids in the mix. Observers too far away. Observers won't be enough. Storms on the raids, but the raid survives. Snipes the observer as well. Burgersasu is once again on absolute fire. He's a madman. He's absolutely slaying the competition. I think this game is over. But Dup just does not realize that he has already been killed. He doesn't realize it yet. His body is still processing. His body is still processing it. Gets a storm on the SCVs there, though. Maybe that could have saved the game. Maybe not. There's a lot of army for Burgersasu. The factory's still alive. There's still a wall to protect the tanks. Raids in the air. They don't do a lot of damage, but combined, they do just enough damage to weaken those Zealots to allow the tanks to pretty much just kill them really quickly. Gets into the backside there, on top of the SCVs. On top of the SCVs. If he hits his own SCVs with a tank shot, yes, he hits his own SCVs with a tank shot, but doesn't end up killing that many of his own SCVs. Another tank drop there on the probes. Probes trying to snake away. Carriers trying to defend. Rays are flying all over the place to look for proxy bases. They kind of took some damage from the cannons right here, but they are scouting the entire map, looking for anything at all to see if DapDap has a proxy nexus to mine minerals. But DapDap actually just ran out of money. He just ran out of money. He doesn't have anything left to really keep on attacking with. He can only defend against tank drops that are going to be coming in time and time again. Doesn't have much to defend with. He's going to try to get one more shuttle drop in. If a shuttle drop hits, he might buy himself time to recover and build another fighting force, but the supply difference stands at 100 of a difference. Make it 105. Burgersasu is maxed out. He's got about 20 raids, a lot of tanks, a lot of SCVs, mines in the front. There's a wide open hole here though on the right. He has a chance to fly in. Carriers getting chased down. Oh, and they do go down as well. Not just getting chased down, getting murdered. And Dup realizes the writing on the wall, calls GG, and Burgersasu wins game number 1 in a really interesting fashion. Don't often see games play out like this. You don't often see it. It doesn't happen often. But I'm glad that I picked and selected this replay because, oh boy, that was a banger. That was a banger. That was fire. That was really, really close. Burgersasu almost died, and I think he would have died if DapDap just played the ending a little bit differently there. Just a little bit differently. And I think he would have won the game. But now it's time for game number 2, so let's see what they're going to do. Because this is going to be, hopefully, another banger, where DapDap once again tries to do some funky stuff, and hopefully this time around, for him, it will work. Because last time, he got close to everything almost working out for him. It just didn't. Okay. So we have Dap here on the olive green Protoss top right of the map. Middle left of the map, we got Burgersasu, ready to throw a party with his orange Terran. They're talking some smack in the chat. I'm sure it's absolute smack, because that is what Burgersasu often does, and DapDap likes to participate in the trash talk. They like to throw some shade at each other. They like to ridicule the other. Like whenever DapDap's weird strategies work, he makes a lot of fun of Burgersasu. He makes a lot of fun of him. A lot. So, supply depot on the bottom, and he's... Usually, people build their supply depot right against the edge. And this kind of annoys me that he didn't, but it's not important. But it annoys me a little bit that he didn't build it exactly against the edge. Nexus first from Dap. Nexus first from Dap does not mean he's going for a mid-game or late-game strategy. He might just do another one of those crazy early-game, cheesy, crazy moves. Or he might not. Don't quite yet know. Triple barracks there from Burgersasu, barracks, supply depot, barracks, barracks. Already scouting the map, going across to find if there's a pylon in the choke, and if there is, he's going to try to rush that location. Actually, first scouts the middle to see if there's a mid-gate. Pylon there in the choke coming up from Dap. Forge finished up, cannon on the way. Gateway in the back as well. He's going to add on Cybercore, double assimilator, and then progress into advanced technology. Early gas coming up for Burgersasu. Earlier than usual. Marines scouting the top and the bottom and the middle, looking for this cannon, these choke cannons from Dap. One gas in the back. Double gas in the back. Actually, I didn't location hotkey Burgersasu's base. Let me just location hotkey that so that we can jump back and forth and see all the action with just the press of a little button to jump back and forth. So both players still scouting each other, and they're in fact gonna find each other on the last possible scout locations. Except this one. Nobody scouted the bottom right. Nobody wants the bottom right. Nobody went there. Correction, Dup is going there. Burgersasu still hasn't... yeah, he's found him. But he thinks the probe is on the bottom left. That's why he put his marines there. The probe is on the bottom right. Because for some reason Dup wanted to scout the bottom right. And there's no one there. He's right over here on the middle right. Middle left. You doofus on the middle left. Triple gateway and singularity charge coming out for Dup. So yes, he's not going into advanced technology. I thought he was, but he's just going to go for the good old Dragoons into probably a Robo. Maybe a Citadel of a Dune. I don't know. There's a lot of options that he might go for. Maybe he is trying to go for a counterattack. Maybe he's going to see if Burgersasu is going to try to stim medic his way through this choke and then go for a counterattack with Dragoons. I've seen some people do that. Sometimes it's just really hard to say what they're going to do. That's one of the cool things about Fastest Map. There's honestly quite a high number of possibilities for a player to follow. So sometimes it's hard to say what they're going to do. There's a lot of improvisation, a lot of quick decision making that can all go into many different directions, different paths, where sometimes you really just don't know what they're going to do. But this looks like he's posturing to stim in. He's splitting up the Marines, stimming in, goes for the attack, Dragoons in the back. Dragoons are not really ready yet to... Okay, the Dragoons are ready. Firebat's getting blocked by the Marines. Firebat's running in, ignoring the cannon, going for the probes. Dragoons chasing, stutter stepping. Oh, this might be a disaster. Probes unstacking, probes blocking, probes trying to... He loses none of his probes, but the front has been broken. Cannons are down. Robo is in danger. More Dragoons are spawning, but only 2 Dragoons. That's not enough. 2 more Firebats running in from the top. Cannon is on the way, but not yet finished up. Gonna try to snipe the Firebat, but the Firebat gets in there. Firebats blocking themselves near the gateways, and the cannon finishes up in time. If that hadn't happened, the Firebats might have just run in and killed some probes. At least the 3 on the left. Maybe not on the right, but the 3 on the left might have died, but wouldn't have been that much. Yeah, Dup is in trouble. He's microing for his life. And so is Burgersasu because he wants to end this really quick. He's adding on 2 more command centers. He's playing on triple barracks with 1 attack on the way. Bunker there in the front. Sets up a position for control over the choke. Might get a turret here as well. Actually, bunker number 2 coming up first. Bunker number 1 not getting repaired. It's going to go down at some point. Marines stemming forward, ready to kill the Dragoons as they're firing on the bunker. 1 goes down. Number 2 stays alive, barely though. Steps back, steps forward, kills the bunker. Marines still fighting. Settle there, tries to kill. Actually killed 3 Marines really quickly there. Like when you keep on stimming and the medics run out of energy, Marines start dying really quick. You can see the energy is very low on the medics. Very low. So he retreats. He can no longer just stim and stim and stim and push. So Dup's response to losing his choke and almost losing his probes is to go for a Citadel of a Dune, or Robo in the back, and a lot of gateways. He's going for the gateways because his technology got slowed down so much he has to switch into a gateway army to put pressure back onto Burgersasu. Otherwise Burgersasu is going to keep on attacking if Dup tries to go for advanced technology too quickly without an army to back it up. He needs an army to protect himself because there's no choke. No choke means you need units to defend and survive. So double starboard coming up on the top. Turrets being built as well. Dragoons moving towards the choke. There's a tank in the front with siege mode ready to go. But Dup is not giving up yet. He keeps on putting the pressure onto Burgersasu. Oh, tries really greedily to find a spot from where he can hit the... He tried to find a spot from where he could hit the supply depots, but not get hit by the tank. But the tank is positioned just right. Big gateway army there, though. That's a big gateway army. Scans coming down, scans the front, scans the back, sees a lot of gateways, and he might just realize that he might be in a little bit of trouble. Goes forward. Medics in the front actually blocking the zealots. Zealots are getting on there, but looks like they're not strong enough. Tank in the back providing a lot of support. Bunker goes down, but Marines simply go into the next one, and they already have level 1 attack. So they're pretty damn strong. Level 1 attack for Dragoons still on the way. Now getting Storm and Speed. More Zealots are coming in as well. Gonna try to do a little bit more damage. Snipe the tank with the Dragoons. Kills it and retreats. DDapDDap is playing this one really, really well, given the situation that he's in. But Burgersasu is minimizing the damage he's taking. But I'm impressed by DDap's ability to find those small little windows of opportunity to still return damage onto Burgersasu. He's got more pros than he has SCVs. SCVs moving to the front, blocking. Tries to hit the Dragoon, but he's getting blocked so badly. Kills the tank after all. Another tank arrives. Bunkers are finished up. The SCVs arrived just on time. They were there to build supply depots and bunkers, but they ended up blocking the Dragoons. Another wave of Zealots and Dragoons coming in. We have a drop being built in the back, flying in the air, speed on the way. Templar Storm also almost finished up. It's a Reaver actually, goes in for another attack yet again. Bunkers unloading, stimming, and putting the Marines back in there. Repairing. Oh, he's gonna break through. No, he's not. He's not gonna break through. Marines to the back, Marines to the front. Shovel on the top, looking for a way in. Repels the attack. And he can't quite find a path into the base. There's raids here on the side though. He has a path on the bottom, but he tried to go from the top. Flies in slowly. Avoids the raids. Marines stimming in. Unloads the Reaver. Oh, that did not go as planned. He should have waited for speed. A little bit too greedy. He should have just waited for the speed. Because speed is now finished up for shuttles. Had that been a fast shuttle, he would have arrived near the SCVs and probably killed, I'd say 10 or 20, maybe 24, at least 12. And that could have just won him the game. Burgersasu there recovering the front. This section has been fought over really, really hard. More scans coming down, scans the front, scans the middle. Got more gateways there on the side. We got pretty much all the technology there in the back. Robo cannon. And not a cannon. So protecting himself from tank drops on the top and the bottom. Gonna build a lot more gateways here on the bottom as well. He's got level 1 attack finished up. The Marines are not getting level 2 attack. He lifted up the engineering bay there, flying it to the bottom. 2 more on the top. Going for a Wraith defense against the shuttles. He's got a total of 6. So waves of 3. He might stop on 11, might stop on 9. Depending on the amount of raids it takes to one-shot a shuttle. Scans the entire base again. I mean, he does have triple command center with double scan, so he can do that. He can do that just fine. Wall in the front, small little opening, but that one opening doesn't really hurt him much. Well, I'm saying that now, but you're just gonna have to wait and see. If he had some Templar Storms to hit those tanks behind the wall, he could easily break through. He does have a shuttle, does have 1 high Templar, but it's only 1 high Templar. And this one shuttle is probably going to try to sneak through, snake over the bottom side, and hit those SCVs while this attack is happening in the front. You can see it splitting off. Goes for the attack. Burgersasu knows his shuttle is coming, unloads the high Templar on the high ground, storms on the Marines, kills a couple of them. So at this point, DDapDDap knows he can't get in with the shuttle, so just trying to kill whatever he can in the front. Burgersasu at 160 supply. Both players have similar amounts of workers. Burgersasu is supply blocked at the moment, which should give DDapDDap another chance to attack before Burgersasu maxes out his army. DDapDDap is getting mostly gateways, getting another shuttle drop. There's no Corsairs yet to help the shuttles get in, which at this point he might have to start making, because there's turrets and vision everywhere. Without a Corsair, those shuttles are not really going to get in. He's going to try this top left angle. He's going to try to attack the front at the same time. We have about 10 tanks in the front. No tanks in the back, just some Marines and Raids. Flies in. Raids moving to the front. Raids moving to the wrong location. Arriving on the scene. Starts unloading as he's running to safety. High Templar too far away there, though. High Templar too far away there, though. So it's only some Zealots killing some SCVs, but that is not a problem for Burgersasu. He's got 75 of them. He's got 75 of them, losing 4 or 5 SCVs. He does not care. And the frontal attack was not very successful. Killed the supply depots, killed the bunkers, but everything that matters, the tanks, are still alive. And still 4 bunkers standing tall, healthy and strong, ready to defend. So Dup's game is getting progressively more difficult. It is getting progressively more difficult. Corsairs are finished. They're in the mix. Got 2 Stargates there on the bottom. 2 more Forges as well, getting armor and shield. Level 2 attack is finished. Level 3 attack is on the way. Getting some Dark Templars as well. Try to get a drop in on the bottom, but just gets sniffed out really quick. Burgersasu is not gonna let anything just slip past. He did it once, but he's not gonna do it again. He's not gonna let something slip by a second time. And he's maxed out. He's just filling out the remainder of his base with more factories to increase his production ability. Drop comes in. He's largely just gonna try to kill the armories, I guess. It's something. It's something. It's not big, but it's something. It's not big, but it's something. Like, he knew the drop was not going to work. So just kill the armory. It's something. It's not much, but it's honest work. So now maxed out Burgersasu pushing into the middle. There's no Templars in the mix, which means his army is going to obliterate the Dragoons that only have level 1 armor, level 2 attack. The tanks are on 0-1, so actually Dup has better upgrades at the moment. He does have better upgrades at the moment, so there's a chance he can just overpower Burgersasu with a mass attack, but it's unlikely. Dark Templar contributing. Slowly killing his stuff. Gets scanned though, killed 2 or 3, gets taken out. More Dark Templars in the mix. He really needs High Templars. I don't know where the High Templars are. High Templars would absolutely destroy this. High Templars would destroy this. But he doesn't have a single High Templar. Vessel in the air detects the Dark Templars. Dark Templars are no longer a viable option. Just make the High Templars, please. He prepared a fleet beacon. He got 4 Stargates. He can go for carriers. He got interceptor capacity on the way. Getting level 3 attack, getting level 2 armor, getting level 1 armor for air as well. If only he went for High Templars to kill the tanks, he might just win the game. Flies in with a drop. Oh, gets sniped. Templar unloads. Doesn't get the storm there though, but it was close. It was close. He almost got in there. Almost got in there. Yeah, so Dup is making some questionable unit composition choices. He's trying to stall for time to get carriers, but I don't think the carriers are going to work. Starts flying in, tries to unload Zealots on top of the tanks, but that's not gonna... Well, he did unload them, but it's not very effective. Level 2 attack for tanks, almost finished. Level 1 armor is finished. Level 3 attack for the gateway units, almost there. Level 1 armor and shield are both finished up. Level 2 armor is 25% still to go. I think Burgersasu is going to win the game right here, right about now. And I think it is because Dup did not make a single High Templar to just storm the tanks, because tanks, they die really quick to a double storm. They can't move when they're sieged up. I think it would have made the difference. So he's gonna call GG very soon. Goliath's on the scene, carriers waiting for interceptors, but that's gonna take another 30 seconds. Maybe even 40 or 50 seconds before they're done making interceptors. It's a slow process. It's a very slow process. Look at this. It's a very slow process. This has to happen 7 or 8 times in a row. And the tanks are in his base, setting up and killing his stuff. Raids joining the party, carriers have no detection to protect them. They're running the safety, but yeah, that's the game. They're talking now, and I think he is saying it's time to go. He leaves. Burgersasu wins 2-0, and Dup somewhat shoots himself in the foot, but Burgersasu played this one brilliantly. Brilliantly. Breaking through the choke, and then defending his own choke with masterful skill and precision. That was it for today. It was RGB for RJBTV. Burgersasu takes home the victory 2-0 against DDapDDapHae. See you next time. Have a great day, and leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, or become a member. As a member, you have basically no benefits other than helping me secure replays like this for the future of this channel. See you soon.